Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here as a recording of this Wednesday, August 25th, 2021. Why is there a mural of a Back to the Future time machine DeLorean here near downtown Orlando? But I'm going to use this as a tie-in to today's subject matter. Also tagging along, World of Micah. You are also into Back to the Future quite a bit.
Just a little.
As well as filming locations.
Yeah.
You're one of the few friends in my life that is probably as dedicated to the genre of filming locations as I am. You've covered quite a few around the greater Orlando area. Look at that.
Whoa.
That's cool. That's like a, that almost looks very futuristic as well.
It does.
You have covered a few subject matters around Orlando. I have covered a few subject matters around Orlando. And we discussed, how about do a little tour around near downtown and just show how close proximity some of those spots are.
Yeah, the Hollywood East era.
Oh, I like that. Hollywood East era. There's not a lot.
Not a lot.
We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. But I wanted to tie in the Back to the Future DeLorean because they did something like this very similar in South Pasadena a few months ago when I was out in California. And it was pretty neat. Not a detail, not every nook and cranny of each filming location movie, but just a few of the prime spots. That's what I'm going to do here around downtown Orlando, specifically downtown, not the outskirts, just all around downtown. A lot has been filmed on the outskirts. This is all about downtown. Let's just do downtown.
Yes.
Makes sense?
Yep.
I'm inviting you to join me. Also,
shall you? Wait for that.
Take two. I'm inviting you to join me.
Shall you?
Nailed it. And Micah was pointing out it does have a Florida license plate. Yeah, why in the heck is this here? It's also done by the same artist, Never 1959, who does a lot of the Southern California murals of movies. This is Crystal Lake Street or Crystal Lake Drive.
Yep.
Crystal Lake, right near downtown. And there is a Voorhees right here. A Say Anything Voorhees. See, I was thinking about this when I enter. Oh, there goes that vehicle around the corner. That thing was awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a futuristic camper. Okay, we're gonna start from here and just kind of roam, all within a few miles. Okay, see you, Voorhees. And before rolling out, just wanted to show up here. There's the clock tower, and it is precisely at 10:04, just like it is in the movie. They have it kind of etched up there.
Sure is.
And here's a little power grid. No, no, no! This sucker's electrical! Don't touch those. Reaction to generate the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity I need!
He should have painted a flux capacitor on here.
Oh, that would be good.
Why not up to code though?
There you go, right there. That for future. See what I did there? Future for the future. You can paint a flux capacitor there. Okay, let's hit the road and go to some spots a couple miles from here.
Dude, that's just a bunch of little dots.
Just a bunch of little dots?
Yeah.
Making that up. This is also located here at Floyd's Barbershop. Anytime you see a Floyd's Barbershop, it usually has a pop culture little tie-in painting, usually done by the same artist, Never 1959. All around the country. While on the subject of Back to the Future, I'm going to give a little Back to the Future tie-in. Well, kind of, sort of. Remember the Panthers that were at the top of the clock tower that Doc was dangling from in that climactic scene? We're also using Problem Child 2, the same props from Universal, and they were sitting right over here at the entrance to this building. This was also used in an 80s movie, Daryl. I'll go by the Daryl house as well. But yeah. Those two items were repainted and placed right there. Fun fact, also, James Tolkien, who played Principal Strickland in Back to the Future, was also in Problem Child 2. So that's a little BTTF tie-in, if you will. This is right here on Cayley Ave. You know you're in Florida summer when you hear those insects over there. They're very loud, making quite a bit of a racket.
Yep.
What are those exactly?
Is it it starts with a C or cicada? I can't remember what they're
called.
Cicadas?
Cicadas?
Cicadas? I think it's
cicadas.
Yeah. Bugs. Florida bugs.
Florida bugs. Very loud. Very loud indeed. Also, should also mention, most of the stuff we're going to show today, it's mostly from the 80s, because we both like the 80s.
Yep.
That's pretty much, it was late 80s, early 90s when a lot of these were filmed here.
Yep.
As you were stating, Hollywood East, right. That was the era of Touchstone Pictures, MGM Studios that, you know, Disney had just opened.
Yep. Universal Studios. They filmed some of the interiors of Problem Child and their sound stages. I believe Problem Child was 90 or 91.
Early 90s.
Early 90s.
Yep. So was Daryl.
Yeah.
Parenthood was around that same time frame.
Daryl was 85. Ernest Saves Christmas was 88, 89.
We'll go by Ernest's house. Don't get too many spoilers.
No, yeah.
Should get moving, but those bugs, those are loud.
Every time I'm here near Kaylee, I always think of the scene. They skipped me 3 grades. They skipped you. That's fantastic.
And he grabs him like really hard. John Ritter. John Ritter grabs Junior. I remember that.
Yep.
And just a half-mile commute from where I just was, looking over this lake here, Lancaster Drive, where no boat launching is allowed, is also used in Problem Child 2. This whole area right here. And the Healy's residence still looks the same. It's, you know, been touched up, repainted and whatnot. But this was John Ritter, who played Mr. Healy, lived with Junior. And the neighbors next door, that house was also used. Looks like that house is for sale. You could live next to the Healys.
Get some lemonade from the neighbors.
It's true, fresh lemonade.
Fresh lemonade. Pretty cool.
And remember when he was
a barbecue down there later.
A barbecue. And remember when he's up in the tree up here?
Little Ben.
Little Ben. Help me, little Ben. The limb that he was on looks to have been cut down. It was that smaller limb a little bit lower down the tree. You can kind of see it wasn't the high up limb, but the kind of mid-range limb. Nope. It's gone. Going off of memory. Fun fact about when I was doing, this is probably years ago, 7, 8 years ago, give or take. Not sure exactly how many years, when I did all the locations from Problem Child 2. I slipped up my words a little bit, and it was the first time I said, "Join me, shall you?" But I was with a friend, we were doing the spots, and I said, join us, shall you? And that just kind of stuck, and since then, I've just always said my catchphrase. And it started when I was doing the Problem Child 2 spots. Oh, the lawn maintenance has just stopped. Oh, I said they stopped. Oh, see you later, ducks. You remember when Junior was here, right? Throwing food into the water? Yeah. Junior was a troublemaker. And from here, gonna go about 1.5 miles to the next spot. Not really in any sequence, just kind of roaming. But 1.5 miles, gotta get off this cobblestone road and head over to the next location. It's all very, very close. All these spots, very close. Arrived now in the corner of Euclid and Agnes Street. 1985, a movie came out by the name of Daryl. It was an acronym. And Daryl's house, the father being Michael McKean from Better Call Saul and Spinal Tap. Great actor, he's great in everything he's done, but he was in that mid-80s, kind of forgotten classic in a lot of ways. And there was the house right there. Approaching up to it. And if you're wondering what Daryl stands for, Data Analyzing Robot Youth Life Form. Daryl. There's the house. Do you know what Daryl stands for?
I can't remember. I was literally just thinking that.
Data Analyzing Robot Youth Life Form.
That's it. The youth life form. I think that's it.
Data Analyzing Robot Youth Life Form. I had to look it up though. I didn't know that from memory.
I couldn't remember.
I looked it up.
I know it's Barrett Oliver, the kid from the Neverending Story.
I didn't do that on my own accord. I had to look it up. And this whole neighborhood was used. You can see the neighbors' houses in view as well as Daryl's best friend lived right over here across the way. Quite a few times they would walk back and forth across the road.
That's pretty cool. Even that tree to the far left is still there.
You think they use the interiors of this house behind you?
More than likely. I'm thinking they would. Why wouldn't they? Back in those days, it was kind of common.
As we were driving over here, we kind of both mentioned that this doesn't look like a typical Florida area. Kind of looks like Southern California in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Every town USA, you called it?
Yeah, any town USA.
Any town USA. Any town or every town.
You don't have to focus on where it takes place. You get to focus more on the characters and the plot. Was it when you did your locations?
Oh, it's been probably 8 years ago now. 7, 8 years ago I did the locations. But I was thinking about if you ever go to South Pasadena, the tree that George McFly climbs into to look in Lorraine's window,
yeah,
someone next to that tree on Bushnell Avenue has inscribed in the pavement,
yep,
Back to the Future filmed here. And I'm noticing there's an inscription right over here, Micah.
No.
Take a look at this right down here. This is carved in the pavement. It says JR Team. No. Nothing to do with Daryl. Only 1/3 of a mile commute to the next spot. And speaking of George McFly and the tree, that kind of looks similar to the one on Bushnell in Pasadena. Kind of reiterating how this does not look like Central Florida, this neighborhood.
He's a peeping Tom.
Now, if memory serves me correctly, I just had to look up when I did that episode. It was 10 years ago, May of next year. It's been 9.5 years since I covered the Daryl spots. So I'm a little hazy on the details, but this park, this baseball diamond, was not only used in Daryl, but also in Parenthood, starring Steve Martin. Delaney Park is the name of this. Right up here you can see celebrating 65 years of Delaney Park. Still has the scoreboard right up top as well. So 2 80s movies, well, mid 80s and then very, very early 90s. Took place right here. Near downtown Orlando. Okay, cleared up a little confusion. It was this one here, at least from Daryl, where the home run was hit. This is the field. There's a couple different diamonds here at this park. Home run was hit over that wall. Of course, the fence has been changed out, but yeah, this is it. And you can see, if you watch closely during that scene, you can see this building right over here, off in the distance down the third base line. Oh, there's a butterfly going by. Hello, butterfly. And after reviewing the scene from Parenthood, it appears as if this field also was the one where Steve Martin was standing right over there. In fact, you could see these tennis courts behind him as he's watching his son right out here playing out in the outfield. Same field. Now I'm gonna roll over to a place about 1.5 miles from here where there's a few spots in that general vicinity. So yeah, about 1.5 mile commute over to the next locations. Just had to swing by the house from Miami Connection, where that iconic scene where Jim looks at the mailbox, gets a letter from his father, and he declares his statement that has gone on to be legendary. It's right here in front of this house. I did all the locations a few months ago, but always good to go back by and show this structure. It's been remodeled, but looks very, very similar. Oh yeah, the mailbox was right there. North Brown Avenue, here in downtown, for those wondering. Made it over to Thornton Park. I want to point out the shoes I always wear, this brand, which I've been wearing for like 10 years, give or take. All kind of started here in Thornton Park, off of Higher Ave and Washington. The store right over here, it might not even be the same establishment, but 10, 15 years ago, used to buy the shoes that I'm wearing inside of that building right next to this fountain. And a nice little tie-in to that, if you've ever seen Ernest Saves Christmas, Ernest's house is right behind that store. I now order my shoes online, but yeah, this brings back memories. I'm just kind of delving into my own nostalgia here today in a lot of ways. Another subject matter that we agree completely on is Jim Varney and Ernest. We both love the man, the myth, the legend, yeah. Ernest P. Worrell, and Ernest Saves Christmas was filmed in Central Florida. When I found this spot years ago, it took me months and months and months of going on Street View to finally find it, and we kept it a secret.
Yep.
in your video from years ago, when you followed up on what I did, you kept it a secret. Now the word is out.
It is.
You cannot keep a secret too long. Once you put something on the internet, everyone else takes that and runs with it. And that's just how it is. But there's a rumor that they're going to tear this down. So that's why we want to show where it is today.
Right.
And document it for posterity.
Trying to save the location in film form. He saved Christmas, we're saving the location.
I like that. At least visually see it for posterity.
That's right.
Right up here. It is located right on this cobblestone street. Not in the best shape ever. Of course, in the movie, the yard was decorated quite a bit. Kind of how Pee-wee's house was decorated in a lot of ways. In Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Kind of similar to the yard work. Maybe not quite as gaudy, but pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty gaudy.
Started right here on a mailbox. Right about like that. And what kind of gave it away, the way I found this years and years ago, is there's a building, a structure down at the end down here that you could see. So once I found that, I kind of did my own deciphering, and that's how I came up with the conclusion. You can see that building right down there. Of course, that's before all this foliage and trees are grown over. How many times would you say you've probably been here in your over the last 5 or 6 years?
More than people would probably want to know.
This is your Graceland, sir.
Anytime I'm in the area, I literally drive by and I'm like, there it is. Ernest in there making pancakes.
And
lots and lots of butter.
And ooze through the
vent hole.
Harmony Star right over here. Stealing Santa's bag. She was a troublemaker too, just like Junior wasn't Problem Child too. I'm picking up a theme of troublemakers in movies here in Central Florida. Yeah, it's still standing though, but you never know. This might not be here for much longer. This neighborhood is, I don't know if this is going to be here for much longer looking like this.
We took a picture, you and I here, one of the last times you were here before you went back to LA. And from this house.
How many years ago was that?
No, like a couple of months ago.
Oh, we were here. So we've been here a bunch of times.
We did the Beefy King video.
That's true, and I'm wearing a Beefy King t-shirt.
Yep, you're wearing that same shirt.
A little Beefy King. We didn't film that day though. We were just, a lot of times we do stuff without even documenting it. We just nerd out.
We're real friends, not just on the internet.
That's a good point. Good point. Today we said, you know what? We got to film it, because if this thing gets bulldozed before the next time we come by here, I'm going to regret not showing this.
Same.
Now as I look around, I'm not seeing any signs saying stay off the property, no trespass warnings or anything like that. Does not appear, this place looks to be abandoned, so I'm going to walk up. I'm not going to go inside the home, but I am going to kind of just walk up here. Okay, here we go. This right here says construction area. Security cameras in use. Okay, so this is as far as I'm going to go, but yeah, that's the porch there. This is where Jim Varney and Harmony walk out. In fact, this door you see over here, you can see when the camera is inside there looking out that door. That is so neat.
Yeah, there was a Santa Claus on that door right there, and it was a Christmas wreath right below the security camera sign. And then he had that huge, I think it was a bass or a marlin on the side of the house there. But yeah.
And then over here was where the boat was, where she took Santa's sack out.
If that's Santa's sack, then why do you have it?
Right there, yeah. The interiors, I'm convinced the interiors, at least in a couple of scenes, were inside this front room here.
Yeah.
Now I don't know about the kitchen, which would have been around the back. Right. That's up for speculation, but yeah, nonetheless.
It's almost like his kitchen and the living room are in the same room, because she wakes up on the couch and Ernest is in the separator of the room making the
right.
Visiting his old commercials where he throw them up. And
all the old commercials from back in the day. WDBJ7, your hometown station. I always remember that in Brahms. Is that one of them Brahms hamburgers? Yep, it is. So that's as far as we're going to go. We did walk down the driveway, but saw the sign there on the porch and don't want to go any further. Want to abide by the rules. You going back up?
One last scene. You're standing. This is where the truck, Santa, they backed out right there.
Oh, they sure did.
And then they took off. When I came over here years ago and did my location.
You met the owner. Yeah. You met the owner.
And he said that when they were filming, they came in and they basically rented out the house from him for the day. They had all this stuff set out in the driveway here in the main road, like a track system for the camera, and he said it was pretty awesome. He got to meet everybody, meet Ernest. They gave his family some movie tickets and stuff, and that was it.
And there's the giveaway of how I figured out where this was. This is on the corner of Jefferson.
And I got lucky.
Near the fountain.
And I walked up and said, hey.
And that's Washington over there.
Christmas. I'm doing a little filming of the locations. Do you mind me standing here in your front yard taking photos? He had no problem with it whatsoever. Probably one of the nicest guys I've ever come in contact with while doing locations.
Think he still owns the house?
Maybe. They were doing yard work. They were getting everything kind of cleaned out, doing some spring cleaning.
Well, if he ends up stumbling on this video and sees it, both myself and World of Micah really hope you keep the house, because this is an Orlando icon when it comes to Ernest. There's not a lot of Ernest in Orlando.
Nope.
Hope the house stays around. We wish it the best of luck. And there's a good luck cat coming by.
It is.
Good luck. Come on, cat. You're gonna give a little Ernest.
Ooh.
Going after that lizard?
Sure was.
All right, cat.
Hi, kitty.
Watching over the house.
Hi, kitty.
What if that cat's name is Ernest?
Kitty. Are you Harmony?
And from here, still just a couple more spots. Not too much more, but a couple more worth mentioning in the general vicinity as well. So, leaving Ernest's house for now. It was right over in this area where in late 1991, for the filming the movie that came out the following year, Lethal Weapon 3 in 1992, that the former City Hall, the new City Hall is right here, but the former City Hall that sat on this block was imploded and destroyed, you know, years before CGI reared its head. You had to have practical effects. And they destroyed the building that sat right over in here. Danny Glover, Mel Gibson, were all right on this block. In fact, I watched the implosion live on the news late one evening. It went on for hours and hours and hours, and the local news stations aired it. I can remember staying up very late and watched it happen, and then saw it in the movie, you know, 6 months later. That would have been 30 years ago, 1991. Yeah, that was 30 years ago. It was in October of 91 when they filmed it, so a couple months from now will be the 30th anniversary of the old City Hall being destroyed right over here. Mel Gibson's character says, grab the cat. Gotta make sure you have the cat. And then the implosion happened. The whole building destroyed, erased from existence, if you will, and the new City Hall opened not long after. It was built and possibly could have already been almost, well, I guess it was finished when they imploded the other one. And as I recollect, the movie studio offered some money to help pay for the demolition. That's why the city of Orlando agreed to it and let them do that. And it happened right here in this general vicinity of where I'm standing. And after watching some of the footage back, not only from the movie itself, but also from the news footage, the building was right in front of the new City Hall, right here. So the building that was imploded was right here. For one reason or another, I always assumed it was over on that side of the road over there, but in reality, right here off of Orange Ave, but in reality, it was in this little courtyard right here. They had already built this new City Hall, and they destroyed the old one, which was right over in here. In fact, if you ever watch any of those clips, you can see this building here stood with the little circular arches and whatnot going up, the little cylinder, and the way the new City Hall looks behind it. The old City Hall was right here. They ran out directly across here. Grab the cat. Mel Gibson. Grab the cat, Mel Gibson, and run out. Danny Glover charged right across here. Great. Practical effects before CGI. Love it. Also, Richard Donner just passed away. Amazing director. Superman Part 1, Goonies, so many classics. Richard Donner was right here too. Cool. Wrap your head around that, pretty cool. Gonna end with this Publix market. Very retro looking Publix, which was used for the spot of the photo booth was right here in this parking lot. Keanu Reeves was kind of standing right where we're at.
Yeah.
And the angle was looking this way. This has all been redone up here, but the lettering and everything looks the same. And the photo booth, 1 hour photo booth, would have been right over in here. Of course, it's been removed. It could have been, you know, kind of on this corner or over there. But the way the camera's set up, it shifts. And you see it from this angle. Kind of like that. There's a lot of Parenthood spots around the area, but you know, just wanted to show this one because it's very unique and retro looking. And this is located in College Park. Everything that I've gone to today is just within a few miles of each other. You could probably do all this in a couple hours or less. Pretty neat. Central Florida filming locations in the downtown Orlando area. Even the sign over there on the road is very nostalgic as well. You see where it says College Park, Publix Market. It is a good thing that we ended with this spot because manager just came out and said we are not allowed to be on property filming the retro Publix. I said, what are you filming? Let him know. Parenthood spots, Central Florida movie locations, and the nostalgic look. I would imagine a lot of people take photographs of that, but it is their policy, no filming, so we're asked to leave. Kindly.
Yeah.
Kinda, sorta kindly.
Yeah. We'll go with that.
But that's it.
It was a pleasure.
It was
a pleasure filming.
The filming wasn't a pleasure. Shopping's a pleasure.
Yeah.
The filming was not. Obviously, when you're walking around with the camera, showing things, people are curious what you're doing.
Yep.
But we got what we needed. Now I'm gonna end the video. Thanks to World of Micah for tagging along.
Thank you.
A little trip down nostalgia from some late 80s, mid to late 80s and early 90s filmed here in Central Florida.
Yep.
Specifically around the downtown area.
Right.
Don't even get us started on some of the ones on the outskirts, because there's a lot.
There is.
All right, I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over. Oh, I just realized what they're not content with the photographs that were what do you call it when a photograph is developed here in this parking lot. They're not happy about Keanu and his girlfriend, the pictures they took.
That's what it was.
That's what it is.